Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today what I'm going to be bringing you is the first part in a series on learning Marvel Crisis Protocol. So we're going to make a series of videos kind of going over the ins and outs of MCP, everything from what you're looking at when you look at a character card all the way to playing your first game. So if you're new to MCP and you've picked up maybe some new stuff over the holidays and you're kind of looking for a quick jump start on learning the rules a little bit, kind of stay tuned. Hopefully this helps you, and if you have any questions, be sure to reach out on the channel in the comment section and let us know. But to start off, what we're going to be going over today is looking at a character card. So I'm just going to kind of recap what you're looking at as you look at these cards with all these texts and collars and everything else. So starting at the top, we have the name of the character. Obviously, we have Baron Zemo, aka Helmet Zemo. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. But what this is their alias up here at the top, and then their actual name underneath the bottom. One good example of that is there is a Black Widow, and then there is a Black Widow Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the game. So we're going to go over roster creation in another video, but whenever you create a roster, know that you can take both Baron Zemo as Helmet Zemo, and if they come up with another version, you'll be able to take him as well. However, you can only put one version of that character on the table at a time. So going over next is his stat line. So right here we have health. So you see that he has 5 stamina. These arrows indicate what movement stick you'll use whenever you're making advances or moves or anything like that. So you have short, medium, long. You see here that Zemo is a long mover, so use the long stick when resolving those. You see right here is the size of the character. He's size 2, and you'll use that when kind of figuring out whether or not you have cover for throws, things like that. Right here is threat. So you see that he costs 3 whenever you pick your crises and you know how much threat you and your opponent are playing. This is how much a character costs to bring into your squad. So underneath is his defensive values. So the red indicates physical. If you're targeted by a physical attack, he will roll 3 dice. Same thing with energy. If he's targeted with energy, he rolls 3. And finally, mystic, he gets 4 whenever he's targeted by mystic attacks. Underneath their defense values, you'll find characters' attacks. So you see here he has 2 attacks. Both of them are physical. So you'll see what type they are, and that's what you'll tell your opponents so they know what defense dice to roll. But you see that he has Sword Strike. The cross here indicates range 2, so you know that you have range movement tool, or not movement tools, excuse me, range tools that go 2 to 5. So that's which one you'll use whenever you're making checking range to target characters. The weight here is strength. That's how many dice you'll roll whenever you make your attack, and this indicates whether or not there is a power cost that you have to pay to make the attack. Underneath each of these attacks, you'll see that there are text. It will give you everything that you need to know as far as what happens after you make your attack. A thing to watch out for is that there are things called triggers. You see here that this attack has a wild trigger. So if you roll a wild on your 5 dice, that will cause the target to gain the bleed special condition. So again, you have your ability, your range, your strength, whether or not it costs you power, and what text, what essentially triggers after you do that. Underneath the attacks, you'll see that there are superpowers. This cross right here indicates an active superpower. What that means is that they must do it on their activation if they want to use the superpower. So Zemo must be going if he wants to use this. And this superpower denotes that it is an action. So some superpowers will cost you one of your 2 actions that you're allowed to have in the game. Most of the time, however, superpowers are just something extra that you can do if you have the power to pay for it. But because this costs him an action, that means that he will spend one of his 2 in order to use this superpower. Underneath that, the lightning bolts, those represent a reactive superpower. Reactive superpowers always have a trigger in order for you to use them. So for Counter-Strike, after an attack against this character is resolved, it may use this superpower. So whenever somebody hits Zemo, it will cost him 2 power, but after they make their attack, he may pay to use this. Similar with Master Swordsman, when he is the target of a physical attack, or he targets a character with a physical attack, he may use this superpower. So this has offensive and defensive purposes. So where Counter-Strike is only if it is the opposing player's turn, because you must be attacked, you can use this if they are attacking you, and you can also use it on your turn if you are attacking them. Lastly, we see that he has a passive superpower. As long as he's not dazed, then you have this online at all times, and it costs nothing. This gives him and allied characters within 2 a reroll for attack or defense. So again, as long as he's up and not dazed, this is always online so long as somebody's within 2. I said earlier that whenever he takes 5, 3, 2, 1, you see up here that he has 5 stamina. Once he takes that much damage, he will then daze. When a character dazes, they flip over to what's called their injured side. So the front side with the blue is healthy. Then he turns over and he is injured. If he takes 5 damage again, he will be KO'd and removed from the table. So that's it for our quick recap of what you're looking at when you're looking at a character card. If you guys have any questions at all, please reach out in the comments. And until next time, see you guys.